What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm C.
I'm P.
And today we're going back into MacDonald BRAINWASHED.
He just dropped this 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago, so you're probably going to see it tomorrow, which was what? Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday, so you guys probably going to see the
14th.
Saturday.
Happy
morning.
Friday the 13th, y'all.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
When is that? Tomorrow? Today?
Today?
Oh. Well,
Apparently-
when they see it, it's the next day, so.
Yeah,
Apparently
whatever.
what?
Apparently our coworker Ann was born on Friday the 13th.
Wow.
Explains a lot.
Alright, guys.
As always, you know how we feel about Tom. He makes dope shit, so I can only imagine what this is going to be. He's been hyping up this video for the last few days. I'm a follower of his on Instagram, so as always, let us know what you think about this reaction in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, ring that bell so you get notified for our upcoming videos. Remember, we are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. We need your help to do it. So
Let's go.
keep subscribing, y'all. Let's do it.
So what is it going to be about? It's about how maybe how a government, not government, but like the media or
In society.
is brainwashing people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
That's
I'm
what I
thinking.
was going to say.
Yeah. Well, let's begin.
Half the country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows. Politics, celebrity, gossip, popular, neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month.
Okay, I got to think about this, man. I got to think
Whoa.
about this. Okay, so
Myself.
the first point he made is that we give so much like attention. I wouldn't say unfair attention, but like the attention we give to certain things is not equal to what we give to other things.
I agree.
Like he said, like we are one day for veterans, people who actually risk their lives to fight for this country. But then a person come out of the closet, all of a sudden they're brave and like.
Like, even for certain things that we do have, like, the same amount of length for, like, Black History Month, I feel like isn't as bigly celebrated as, like, Pride or certain other things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of holidays that are meant for example, Memorial Day weekend and stuff like that, it became less about the actual holiday and more about barbecues and getting
eating
fucked
and
up.
having a party. So I would say like you can argue, yeah, there's certain type of bravery, whatever, to come out, people are gonna judge you. But in this environment now, I don't think it's brave. If it happened like probably 50 years ago,
Yeah.
20 years ago, I would probably say it's brave. But now, let me finish. Nowadays, if you come out as gay or transgender or bisexual or whatever, most people are gonna praise you. So I personally don't think it's brave to do it nowadays, right? But I think it's still brave for a veteran to be going there and fighting some people across the ocean and risking their lives. I think that's true bravery. Nowadays, if you come out as LGBT plus, I don't think it's brave nowadays.
I wouldn't call it brave. I would more call it what's the word I'm looking for? When you finally accept yourself for who you are and you're able to admit. I know there's like a word for that. Like, it's like, because some people, it's not even about being gay or whatever. It's just some people, they hold back who they are as a person, whether it's because they like the same sex or because they feel people are going to look at them a certain way because they're really loud or whatever the case may be. They hold themselves back because of fear of what other people think of them. And when they finally show who they truly are without really caring about what other people think, I think that deserves applause, but I don't think it should be praised or quoted as bravery. To me, bravery is, like you said, when you're suiting up to go to war for your country, and
you might not come back.
Bravery is those police officers that are actually doing their jobs and doing the right thing and trying to protect their cities that they live in, or firefighters running into a burning building. Like, to me, that's bravery.
I'm not saying it's not hard for it to come out, but nowadays it's not
Easier.
great.
It's a little
It's
easier.
way easier now to do that.
Yeah.
Let's just continue.
But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth like Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer lost. And big oil runs the world, the only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want. Heard him claiming if a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture. But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash, he's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist.
Okay, be very continuing to give me most of the thing to think about. First, all I think about is two things. First thing I think about was that Big Pharma and the medical things. Even hospitals, I think it's kind of like it's a conflict of interest for them to be for profit. You know what I mean? Like, if you go into a hospital, you know, you gotta, let's say you a donor, right?
Yeah.
Where some people think that if you are a donor, they're not gonna try to kill you if you're on the verge of death. But some people think that they won't try as hard to save you because they think, you know what, this person dies, some people can have their life, you know.
I'm a donor.
I know you're a donor, you know. I'm not saying that's what happens, but I'm saying it's a conflict of
Listen,
interest.
you're gonna be in that hospital.
You know what I
You're gonna
mean?
make sure you're in charge now.
I think, you know, it's like the hospital is trying to save your life. If there's a symptom for them not to do it, I think it's a conflict of interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think to me it really boils down to the person. There's like certain, just like for example, just like police officers, there's certain police officers that actually do their job properly, that actually follow the law correctly, and then there's certain police officers that don't. For example, the police officer that did what he did to George Floyd. It's the same thing with doctors. Like, there's certain doctors that really care about their patients, put their all into their work, and there's certain ones that don't. For me, it files down to the person.
Well, of course, but at the end of the day, it's an organization. You know what I mean?
That's true.
The doctor is not the one making the obviously financial decisions. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Also with jails too, they shouldn't be for profit. Same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
There was another thing I would think about, but I forgot. That's why I wanted to pause it so I can remember. Cause he talk about so much stuff that I want to talk about so much things.
Like, we could
that
literally break down
forget,
every
you
sentence.
know what I mean? But the video would be like 15 minutes, so.
Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them.
Woo!
They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me. How did monkeys be?
First of all,
So true.
I want to talk about, you know how, so we were about him talking about how, you know, the government and society is
And media, yep.
been watching the individual, right? But also, he's talking about how he's saying if the government is afraid that if we actually work together, we might overthrow them. That actually reminds me of the thing Biden said about, like, we have nukes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this and that, we have nukes, right?
And how, what was it they said on the media, how if you don't take the vaccine, they're going to come door to door and take your kids or something like that.
Yeah, but with the nuke thing that Biden said, right? Like, the military personnel are people or individuals. You know what I mean? And they have families and they have friends that are civilians. So if you do something that, if you ask them to kill their families and their friends, they're not gonna do it.
No.
Like, you're not like a guy who can just like nuke everybody, how you want. Saying the government has nukes is not saying anything because the people control the government.
Them that control those
exactly.
nukes, that control those.
You think people are gonna bomb their families and friends?
And it's not even, to be honest, it's not even really up to you because yeah, you have the key to be able to turn it, but you don't have the power to press the button. It goes. There's a line of the president only has so much power.
I think the president. I don't know if the president have the power to declare war. I think they do, the power to declare war. But if you're gonna like nuke someplace, I'm guessing the president is not the only one who decides to nuke someplace.
No.
But let's continue though.
Us against them, it ain't you against me. How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep. Claim they want what's best for us, I find it hard to believe. Cause they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide. You're either right or you're left, or you're black or you're white. Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life. Cause the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm more sick of, rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Cause censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust the
Well, let's talk about Biden for a second.
Oh my god.
Have you seen this video of him like
talking?
Yeah, it's like he's
Where it's
not,
like obvious he's reading a screen. He's
yeah,
like,
it's like he's anxiety. He's not like some people say he has Alzheimer's. I don't know if he has Alzheimer's, but I can understand.
Even if he does,
I can understand.
Why would you want a person with Alzheimer's
I can
to be your
understand
president?
why some people would think he has Alzheimer's because the way he be acting and the way he be squinting and the way he be.
Yeah, but even if he
all
does,
everything.
why would you want somebody with Alzheimer's as your president?
Because the person behind him has the control. Let's say I don't know how much clarity.
No, I'm talking about
listen,
the people that voted for him.
they didn't know.
How do you not know?
Okay, well, they didn't know, right? Because it was all about getting Trump out of office. It wasn't really about getting somebody who was qualified into office, right? But if the people, like, let's say the people who's in Biden's corner, right?
Uh-huh.
If you're in control of the president, you have the power.
Uh-huh.
That's saying
He's the little puppet.
That's saying a puppet king, exactly, a puppet president, exactly.
Police are the government, but you want people giving up the right to own a firearm. Why would you be comfortable if police and the government the only people on the planet with the right to buy a gun? White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division. It convinces white people that they're favored by their skin, and black people getting angry because they're told they're treated different. So the conflict is between us and never with the system. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die, the whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me. Step one, train the people.
You think that I'm going to conspiracy theories here. You don't know how it's always about black against white, black against white, this against that, and like that's a means of control, right? Because if you keep them fighting if you keep us fighting with each other, then we can only unite to fight something bigger, like government. You know what I mean?
Well, it's also,
I'm not saying the government needs to be fought against. Well, maybe it needs to be fought against, for certain things.
It's also like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like those, like for example, a cat. You know the little red dots that you play with the cat with? So the cat is distracted over here, so something else could be done over there.
Exactly.
So it's like that they want us to fight with each other, and they want us to do things so we could be distracted, so they could do things under the table without us realizing
also
it.
the media, it's like all they air is like I guess because they have to chase after views so they can get money from the ad revenue. But it's like all you hear about is like Trump against Republicans against Democrat, Trump against Biden, black against white, blah blah blah. Those get the more views, right? And then they air it, so people think that's how the world is. Especially a lot of black people think that, like he said, that the world is out to get them. That's something like they were treated unfairly at every step of the way. Of course, sometimes they are treated unfairly, right? But the level of that is blown out of proportion by the media and everybody else, right?
Well, it's also a form of manipulation. They want you to think that way so you could believe that, so you could not try as hard. Because then if you try as hard, you'll be on the same level as those older, richer white men that don't want you on that level. And
also it keeps it dependent on the government. Like if the government say, oh, all these obstacles are in your way, if you fail, it's not your fault, we'll take care of you, right?
Yep.
Then that makes you dependent on the government. And that gives them more power. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Us against them, it ain't you against me. Step one, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design.
Yo, that last verse. Oh shit.
Cause we're ready to fight.
I'm laughing.
Yo, that last
because-
verse was like.
I'm laughing because every single post he has been posting on Instagram, and all you HOG people out there know what I'm talking about because you're obviously following him on Instagram just like I am. He's been saying how this song, he hasn't really said what the song is going to be about, but he said, I'm going to piss a lot of people off again this time.
Yo,
watch out. It's coming.
To that last verse again, man.
So, like, listening to that verse and listening to what he's been saying, I'm, like, dying now because everything that he's been posting is just like, oh.
Yo, gotta listen to that last one again.
Consume. Step 2, against me. Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2.
People right now in America, it's really all about consumption. Because right now you can buy through the credit cards where you consume before you have the money to pay it. You can lease stuff, finance stuff, blah blah. It's all about consume now and worry about the payments later. I think now they come out with this new thing where you like buy something. I think it's called buy and not pay or something like that. Where you buy something now and you pay it, you know, gradually over time. It's like
a lot of people don't realize
if you're buying a car or a house or a car, yes, do that. But if you're buying like like a couple of $100 like item, just sit down for it and buy it. Exactly, TV is still for it and buy it. You don't gotta finance a
because
TV.
They want you to do that so they can hit you with all these interests to get more money out of you.
They got you. Like I said, dude, this last verse is fire, bro. It's fire.
But ain't you against me? Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design.
Hey.
They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us, but we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Wow.
Woo.
Wow.
Yo,
Wow.
I think the most important thing from that last verse is the kids.
Yeah.
If you start indoctrinating them young,
well, look what they're doing with the school system.
saying with technology in the school system, where the kids right now, my 5-year-old son knows how to do things in the phone that I don't know how to do. Is it 6? It's 5.
5.
It's 5.
You said son. You don't have any
Yeah,
kids. I'm like, you have no kids.
my 5-year-old nephew, right? Yo, he know how to do stuff in the phone that I didn't know how to do when I was young. And it's like my 9-year-old like niece is watching TikTok. She's telling me stuff that I'm like, where'd you learn these things from? She's like online.
Well, remember the Candace video that we watched?
Yo,
TikTok is literally,
I'm telling you,
showing kids these things.
That's the most like. That's the most thing we have to worry about, because when you start them that young, right, you can put anything in the screen. The parents just know about it, because you can scroll to the internet and find anything you want. If you catch them when they're young, when they're adults, they're all for the government. They're all for socialism
they're already brainwashed
and everything.
by it.
Exactly.
Also, on top of that, you have the schools teaching them about sex at a young age, teaching them about the LGBTQ community at a young age, telling making them question themselves
Exactly.
at a young age. Like, normal. I want to say normal. People by instincts don't start questioning themselves until
The sexuality.
I'm talking in general. Like when you have every kid has had that moment when they question who they are. Who am I? Who do I love? What do I want out of life? That moment usually comes in the last 2 years of high school, beginning of college. Between that range is when that moment comes. You're having kids now who are in elementary school having those moments. Like that's wrong.
I think it's fabricated. I think most of that is fabricated. Because I think it's the parents trying to make their kids be progressive. Because when people are that young, you're not thinking about your sexuality or if you.
But the schools are showing them
That's
that
what I'm
stuff.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. So like
it's the parents in the system, because
that's what I'm
when
saying.
you're that
The
young,
system is
exactly,
showing
you're not thinking
all this
about
stuff.
if you're transgender, if you're cis, if you
I'm
they, them.
saying
you know what I mean?
instinct wise, the when that thought ever comes into your head is between the ages of when you're in the last years of high school to college.
Yeah.
That's on a regular scale how it is.
Yeah.
But now, because of society and everything that's happening in the world and adults telling kids about stuff and telling them to be tolerant and acceptance, which that's not really what you're doing, as a whole nother topic. Kids are now having these questions about themselves at a much younger age than they're supposed to.
You know, Tom, he said, especially on that second verse, he really spits some facts. And that second verse, you gotta listen to it multiple times, because every single point he made is just straight facts. How they're using certain things to separate us from each other so we can be fighting amongst each other and not, coming together to do something good. Alright guys, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe.